Greetings, this is the Crunchy Fat, and this will be what if female Deku had a Hydra quirk. Now, before we begin this what if, I'd like to let you guys know that I will be uploading a link to the Discord server in the description of this video. So if you guys want to join the Discord, then you can. It will be in the description once I've gotten it down. Another thing, I would also like to tell you guys, I'm planning on doing other anime what ifs as well, such as Black Clover, once I get around to watching it fully. Alright, so Black Clover, Dragon Ball, all of Dragon Ball, and hold on, give me a second. And possibly High School DxD once I get to it. Because I haven't seen the series in a while, so I'll need to re-watch it to get my what if down. So anyway, we shall sorry about that. We shall begin our story now. So when we last left off, So we'll begin with Izumi in her. Okay, so before we start, her quirk is technically a mutation. So I've got 3 images here. So she looks like a combination of this, and this right here. And this is what Hisashi looks like. Now Hisashi didn't leave and never come back. Like he didn't go overseas because his job didn't require it. So this is what he looks like. And Izumi looks like all the images I showed you before. So anyway, continuing. So we'll begin with Izumi going to the Quirk Doctor with Inko and Hisashi, as Izumi is very excited to figure out what her quirk is, because her quirk is... Now, Izumi is a quite a big fan of Greek mythology, because she had taken a great interest in it due to the nature of her quirk. So she had basically read the stories of Zeus and all the Greek heroes, including Heracles. And yes, I said Heracles. If you want to argue about it in the comments, I'm just going to say Heracles is the Greek one, Hercules is the Roman one. That's how I usually differentiate between the two. Anyways, so she had basically read the stories about the Hydra and all that. As once they have gone to the Quirk Doctor, they wait for a bit, and the doctor comes back with the results. As the doctor would say, Mr. and Mrs. Midoriya, your daughter, she appears to have a very powerful quirk. So, as he would basically list off what it can do, so shadowy dragon-like heads would manifest out from her back, and they would each have their own abilities, but their abilities at the moment are unknown. But the abilities of these heads are quite similar to the Hydra from Greek mythology. As Izumi is very happy to hear that her quirk is quite similar to the Hydra, as the doctor. Now this is a completely different doctor. So this is not Dr. Ujiko, as his, as the Quirk Doctor would ask, what would they like to name the Quirk? As Izumi's frantically bouncing up and down as she's saying, what about the Hydra? Because like you said, is like it has the same abilities as the Hydra from the Greek stories. As Vashi and Inko would nod, as they would say that it's not a bad idea to name her Quirk like that, to name her Quirk after a Greek monster. As they would thank the Doctor for their time, as they would then end up leaving to go to the park where Bakugo was. As Izumi would arrive at the park, along with as Katsuki was there, as Katsuki would say, "Hey Deku, did you get your quirk checked out?" As she would say, "Yeah, but you go first. What's your quirk?" As Bakugo would say that his quirk is explosions, and that he basically can sweat a nitroglycerin like liquid from his hands, which he can then cause a spark to cause an explosion. As Bakugo would then say, "What's your quirk, Deku?" As Izumi would say that her quirk is quite similar to the Hydra from Greek mythology. As Bakugo would say, "So you mean that multi-headed monster that grows two more heads every time one is cut off?" And for those of you who have seen the Disney Hercules movie, will know that this is true. I know it from Greek mythology, and a lot of you probably know it from watching the Hercules movie from Disney. Anyway, moving forward. As Izumi would say, "Yeah." As Bakugo would respond with, "That's so cool. You could probably be a great hero with that quirk." Because Bakugo's being nice to her because he thinks that her quirk is fairly strong. So hold on. Sorry about that. Anyway, I'll be adding in a one ability that isn't from the Hydra, but kind of reminds me of the rot skill from that time I got reincarnated as a slime. So I'll be giving her Izumi's Hydra heads that ability, so she can basically cause anything to rot that the heads bite down on, but she can choose what it rots and what it doesn't. And like in this picture, she can also generate electricity. So yeah, sort of like that. Anyway, moving forward. So Hizashi would have helped Izumi practice her quirk due to his quirk being quite similar to hers in this universe, not in the main canon. So Hizashi basically helps Izumi learn to control these heads, since Hizashi can create 2, while Izumi can create about 6 of them, and more due to them being cut off and regrowing. As Izumi would eventually find out that each of these heads have their own personalities, and yes, this was an idea suggested by a comment. So yeah, it makes it more fun. So these heads do talk to Izumi, but it's sort of like a telepathic thing. And yes, I'm taking this idea from my King Ghidorah one, which I still need to finish. I'm terribly sorry to the fans of that series. I have a lot of what ifs I need to finish, but anyway, continuing forward. As Izumi, these heads do want to basically tell Izumi what they are like. So some of them are quite joyful. Some of them are quite aggressive. The others are some are quite sadistic, while others are just numb. They can't really feel anything. So Izumi is basically, throughout her life, she is basically helping these heads to help to sort of like get to know them a lot more. As we then get to the end of middle school, end of high school. So Izumi will be 18 when she joins UA. As she's basically sitting next to Bakugo, and no, this is not going to be the ship for the series. If you guys want the ship, leave it down in the comments, and I will put the highest rated ones in a poll, and we'll decide what it. Oh yeah, that's right. The ship will be Kirishima. Forgot about that. Sorry. So the ship for this one will be Kirishima, because I put it up in a poll beforehand before making this what if, which I really should do more of. Anyway, continuing. As the teacher walks into class saying, "Alright, class, I have these pieces of paper that will decide your future." As he'd then throw it up into the air. As he'd then say, "Just kidding, I know all of you want to be heroes." Now, we have two people who are planning on joining UA. As he would say, those are Bakugo Katsuki, as Bakugo would then go on his rant about how his quirk is better than everyone else's, and that they'd be lucky enough to be sidekicks to busted D-listers apart from, and he's not saying this towards Izumi, because in this timeline, Bakugo and Deku are actually friends, so they aren't really at odds with each other. As the teacher would then say, Izumi, you said you also wanted to go to UA. As everybody in the class would turn around, as they'd begin to laugh, because a couple of years ago, somebody began to spread a rumor about Izumi's quirk being very villainous. As they would all say, a villain like you could never get into UA. You'd probably get kicked out of the door before you even took a step in. As Bakugo would then cause an explosion in his hand to go off, as he'd say, "What the hell did you say, you damn extras?" As one of the people pipes up saying, "Bakugo, why are you defending this villain? It's clear that she's not going to make it to UA." As Bakugo would stand up for Izumi as he'd yell, "Izumi is more of a hero than you damn rejects. She's going to make it into UA, and she's going to make it become one of the top heroes. And you guys will regret that day when it comes." As Izumi is basically not paying any attention to the bullies because she's basically gotten used to it. She just basically learned to block it out. Now, the end of the school day would come about as Izumi is basically finishing off some designs for her hero costume. As Bakugo walks over, as he'd say, "Oi, Deku, what are you doing?" As Izumi says, "Oh, well, Kachan, I'm just finishing some sketches for my hero costume." as her hero costume is sort of like a mixture of the one in this image and this image right here. As Bakugo would say, it actually looks quite very cool. But what about this area? As he'd point to the areas with a large amount of exposed skin, as Izumi would say. Katsuki, you know whenever my quirk is active, the heads will do everything they can to prevent any damage coming to my main body. And plus not only do my heads have the regenerative properties, I also have the regenerative properties as well, so there's no need to worry about that. Plus, there's going to be really bad luck if I come up against somebody who uses a fire quirk. That's going to be very bad. And now, sorry, this, ladies and gentlemen, is what we call foreshadowing. Anyways, continuing. Sorry about that a little bit. I just wanted to get some laughs out. Hopefully that did. Anyway, so Izumi and Bakugo are basically walking home, as some friends do. I never experienced it because my friends live quite some distance away, and I usually take a taxi. So, anyway. Bakugo and Izumi would pass under the bridge, as the Sludge villain would come out of the drain. As he would say, I didn't think that one freak was in town. You kid, as he'd point towards Izumi, as he'd yell, give me your body so I can get out of this town. As he would then charge towards Izumi. As just before Bakugo could tell Izumi to watch out, one of the heads would come out from her back and bite, as it would grow to about 10 times its normal size, and bite down on the Sludge villain and slam him to the ground. As Izumi would then say, now then, did you really think that was a smart idea to do that to somebody who you don't know the quirk of? Was that a smart idea? No, like seriously, tell me. I want to know where in that brain of yours, if you had one, or did you think that was a good idea? As All Might would yell. There's nothing would jump out of the store, as he would then say, there's nothing to fear. Why? Because I am here. As he would throw a Detroit Smash, which would get rid of the Sludge villain, or splatter the Sludge villain. As Izumi and Bakugo are amazed that their idol All Might is here with them, in front of them. As Izumi and Bakugo would immediately run up and ask All Might for an autograph, as he would have signed in Izumi's notebook, and I'll say Bakugo has one, but it's like a copy that Izumi gave Bakugo of tips he could use to make larger explosions for his quirk, which is where Bakugo would get the idea for his wrist gauntlets from. So in this universe, they wouldn't really be his idea, they would be more Izumi's idea. As All Might would then say, while I do like to talk to my fans, I have to go now. As he would then jump up into the air, as he would then take the Sludge villain to the police station, with Bakugo and Izumi then headed home to their respective homes to train for the 9 months. And that is where I'm going to end. That's where I'm going to finish off right here. I do hope you guys enjoy, and if you guys would like to see me cover the animes I listed earlier in What If, do let me know in the comments, and I will make them happen. I will try at least. So anyway, I shall see you all next time. Actually, hold on. I'll actually say this. I do have one idea that was suggested to me for Black Clover, but I'm going to watch the entire series first. I'm going to watch the series first before doing it. And then I will do that one. So I'll probably either do the Dragon Ball one idea that I have, or the High School DxD one that I have. So anyway, thank you for watching, and I will see you all next time. Ta-ta!